Would you bet your life savings on a chart that looks like this? This is how much the price of Bitcoin has swung over the past couple of months. But apparently more and more mom and pop savers are taking a chance by investing in something called a Bitcoin IRA. Bitcoin IRA is looking to capitalize on the best of two worlds, the tax advantage of an IRA plus the return of a high-risk, high-reward alternative asset class. It's like any other IRA, except that instead of being funded by gold, cash, and bonds, it's backed by Bitcoin. And that's certainly been a good thing for Roy Trimboli. Roy calls himself 11 since he's the proud owner of the 11th ever Bitcoin IRA. He put 10 Bitcoins into his Bitcoin IRA a year ago, and he's now up about 300%.
I stepped in slowly, maybe put a few percent of my portfolio into the cryptos, and it's grown now. It's up quite a bit since I've made the change. In 5 years, I think Bitcoin's $1 million a coin.
11 is now just one of over 700 individual account holders, including some as young as 20 years old. And Bitcoin IRA doesn't just deal in Bitcoin anymore. It also includes rival cryptocurrency Ether, and it plans to add 2 more coins to its roster by the end of the summer. Chief Operating Officer Chris Klein says business couldn't be better.
For the first year, we were averaging around $1 million of monthly inflows. Then when we reached into April and May, it started to become we were doing that amount of business in a singular day. So in May, we were able to break records and put up $6 million worth of revenues between Ethereum and Bitcoin. All cryptocurrencies have a lot of growing to do for themselves, but early adopters are thrilled with themselves, and those that are getting in now, they're not kicking themselves for seeing the gains that they have.
But even with these kinds of returns, the fact remains a speculative asset like Bitcoin or Ether comes with a certain degree of risk. Cryptocurrencies don't sleep. They're literally always moving, and if recent history is any indication, they're prone to seismic price moves in a very short space of time.
The volatility is brutal. So we're talking 6 times the volatility of the S&P 500, or 5 times the volatility of gold. So the reasons for that volatility are that this is a new technology and that it's not easy to think about the fundamental value of a cryptocurrency.
That's Campbell Harvey, a finance professor at Duke University. That brutal volatility he's talking about is partly to do with the fact that cryptocurrencies aren't collateralized. That means they're valuable only because people believe they're valuable.
To put this into your savings, you need to be willing to lose everything.
And risk aside, a Bitcoin IRA itself isn't free. If you sink any less than $50,000 into your crypto nest egg, you'll face a 15% setup fee. But clients like Damon Smedley remain undeterred. Damon sunk $330,000 into his Bitcoin IRA last November, and today, that's valued at over $1 million.
You look at where I was 1 year ago versus where I'm at today as far as financially, and it's quite drastic difference. Is it scary? It's not scary to me.
And it's not just the promise of a crazy return that's intriguing investors. It's also, somewhat ironically, the fact that it's considered a safe haven against the inflationary tendencies of mainstream currencies. Central banks in countries around the world have been printing cash to prop up their struggling economies. But that comes with one very big problem: inflation. In the US, gold, stocks, and bonds have long been the traditional hedge against inflation and the rising dollar, but Bitcoin now offers an alternative way to beat inflation, though it's clearly not for the faint of heart. One thing's for sure, despite its volatility, this new cryptocurrency asset class isn't going anywhere.